cat is right next to you. There's another video I tried just filming, but I think I accidentally pressed the pause button, so it didn't go so well. Oh. Hi. What's wrong? Kitty. There's a lot of things on the windowsill, and my cat is sitting on the windowsill and knocking everything over, as cats do. But you can probably hear his purring. I'm gonna shut up now. You can hear his purring. That was my cat. Okay, well, my cat is now over there. Yeah, I've been creative this week. I've been making stuff, and then I've also been creative. And I also got some new things I kind of want to show you. So, where is it? So, I think I talked about it a while back. So, I've been working on my hair laces that I've been crocheting and then just wearing around, and then up until now I've been wearing my I have two of these, but it's the same exact thing basically. So I have my Malbec colored Heavenly Waters lace crochet, this design, right? I'll use this notebook. It's this here design, right? You see that? But I designed a new pattern. Let me get to the page. Yeah, so my new pattern I based off was violets, and it says here, one second. It's just a vacuum, don't worry about it. I thought it was something else, and my cat is back. Hi. See? Kitty. What are you doing? Anyways, yeah, so I had my design for violets, right? And it says here, Imperial Violets, but I crossed it out to rename it as Starlit Violets. The reason that I initially called it Imperial Violets is that there's a painting by Salvador Dali, a very famous artist, and he's known for his melting clock paintings, but he also has a very large repertoire of other paintings that he made. And if you have Google, just go look it up. There's one painting by Salvador Dali called, it's called Imperial Violets, and it's a very dark, kind of broody landscape painting with, I think, the foreground dominated by a table with a plate that has anchovies on it. And then I just really liked the way the name Imperial Violets sounded, so I thought I was making a design based off violets that looked... One second. Okay, that actually took forever, but anyway, so now that the vacuuming is over, you can actually hear me talk without going on in the background and whatever nonsense. But anyway, so where's my design? So I have my design. So again, going back to Salvador Dali, I highly recommend to go look at this painting that he made called Imperial Violets. It's a very dark painting. You wouldn't think he painted it because most of his works are known for being very surreal and hyper detailed, but also fictive, kind of allegorical in a sense. But I think there's actually even a painting where he uses the word allegory in his painting anyways, but I would highly recommend looking it up. But so one of his paintings is called Imperial Violets, and I just liked the phrase Imperial Violets, and I also wanted to make a lace based off violets because I like violets, and so does my mom actually. So then I decided to make a design off that, and that design that I drew out was all these designs, and then I made this. Do you see that? So you see the little violets hanging here? I think it came out really nicely. I only made the lace part. I haven't made this into a veil because, so ordinarily it would go like this, and then from here my veil would kind of go to the back of my head. I don't know if I wanted to do that this time, so excuse me, I didn't do that this time. At least not yet. I just wanted to see, what do you think? So originally I wanted to call this design Imperial Violets, but I changed the name to Starlit Violets, because when I think about Imperial Violets and the painting itself, the painting is very dark. Again, go look up the painting itself. So I thought if I were going to make a lace design, it has to look a little more broody, whereas this one, it looks very much like spring and starshine. So that's why I changed the name for at least this design to Starlit Violet. But I think I will come back to using violets as a motif in a later painting because I do really like violets. And then maybe in that other painting, if it's kind of broody enough, I will name that one Imperial Violets. But for now, I have my Starlit Violets. Oh, so alongside that, so everyone knows that I have this white, or not, this Malbec kind of colored hair lace that I made a couple weeks ago. And again, I'll hold it up on the notebook so you can see it's like that. But this past week, I made a white version of it because I just wanted a white lace version, and it's the same thickness yarn because ordinarily when I talk about white lace, it's a very thin yarn, but this is the same thickness and it's white sea. And then I can actually put it on. I actually wore this today because I thought it was going to be kind of cloudy, but then it was actually really sunny. So usually I would wear white lace on like a kind of a darker rainy day where I live, but I think it came out nice, and it got sunny today, so it's actually good for filming. But it actually looks nice. So I don't mind wearing this on sunny days because today obviously was sunny, so I wore it. But it's nice. I really like the white lace because it came out kind of looking nice. I have figured out though that I need to make this a little longer. I need to make this a little longer because it doesn't go around my head enough, and if I pull it too hard, see, it gets kind of flat, like the little accents that I made are flat, so I don't want it to get flattened too much. I want it to stay like that instead of going like this. So I need to extend the length that I usually make a little, but that's figured out very easily. So that was that. I also got, so I made this hair weight or lace weight. It's like this, it's like this, right? And then I think I showed it before, where it's quite literally just a wire, and then it has, at least for here, it has Amazonite beads, and then put it on like this with the hair lace. I guess I could put it on now. So what I would do is I'll have a hair lace that I made, and I'll put it on like this. And then I have a little rhinestone clip that I clip back here. Actually, I don't want to use my rhinestone clip because I don't want the Amazonite to scratch up the rhinestones. This one doesn't have any rhinestones. So it's like this, right? And then what I do is I clip this, well, not clip, I just hook my hair lace chain, or hair lace, whatever, this thing, onto my hair lace, like this, so that it kind of accentuates the back of my hair lace. And it also, the weight itself actually just holds the lace down onto my head, because sometimes the lace will start to fall off the back of my head, but this actually keeps it in place weight-wise, and it also accessorizes it, as you can see. I think it's really pretty. But anyways, yeah, so I can keep that on for the rest of the video. But what else do I want to talk about? Oh, my agenda. I have my agenda. So lots to talk about. Oh, by the way, everybody, so I want to advertise the fact that I made a video with Eric about my review of the Del Taco food that I ate. I think it was Saturday. Go definitely check it out. We had a great time. Let me know if you want me to film with him again. I do have to make the age restriction because he kind of curses, and I don't curse, and I don't mind the fact that he curses, but just the fact that YouTube guidelines make it so that if you do curse, you have to kind of age restrict it, and I don't want people who are a little too young to be hearing bad words. I think that's my cat. So I'm just telling you, definitely go check out that video. I had fun filming it. I think it's my cat. I'll be right back. It was my cat. He wanted to come into the room, so I had to let him in. What's wrong? See? Say hi to everybody. Hi, everybody. Yeah, he wanted to come into my room, so I wouldn't let him in because I like to hang out with him. And then I also really think about the fact that my cat is probably going to live a little less than me, so it always makes me think, you should always spend time with him because he's not going to be around as much as I am. I wish cats could live as long as I did because I would keep my little fluffy friend here around with me all the time. But they don't live that long, so that's why you have to treasure them when they're around. But anyways, so my cat is here with me, and he's walking around. Where's my agenda? I wanted to talk about stuff. What did I need to talk about? That was last week. I guess I can start with this. So one of my friends, actually a lot of my friends, like Japanese and Japanese culture, and I'm part Japanese. But anyways, it's kind of a good thing that I know Japanese because I would never say some of the things that they say in Japanese accidentally. And it's kind of funny because people will walk around with Japanese stuff written on their shirts, and it's I kind of look at them and I think, I don't think you know what that means, because one time there was one girl in high school who had a hoodie and it literally says banana leaves on her sleeve, and I think she thought it was kind of cute. But I'm just glad that I do know Japanese because, you know, some people say very interesting things. Like they say in English, if you translate, it's like, ooh, senpai, do you want to pay attention to me? Why don't you just pay attention to me? Please notice me, senpai. Senpai. And I just think, oh my god, I don't think I would be saying that. If you want to say that, you go right ahead and say that. But I'm just glad I do know Japanese because I would never say that. And my cat is here, so that's why there's all this hair flying around. I think he's getting his winter coat in and he's getting rid of his summer coat. Anyways, that's one thing I did want to talk about. Just cross that out with my pen. My cat is also using my right hand as a pillow, so I can't really use that anymore. Okay. Oh, so one thing I really wanted to talk about, I just wanted to hear what people in the world think. So one thing I experienced recently was sleep apnea. So it was really scary because what happened, my cat was actually with me, my kitty who's sitting on my lap. So what happened was I was sleeping, and then before I knew it, I thought I was asleep, but then when I opened my eyes, it was my room, and my cat was still right here where he was sleeping next, kind of in my armpit. But he was sleeping with me, and then I couldn't move, and it really terrified me because I was fully aware of myself. Like I wasn't unconscious in a sense, but it was just weird. And I remember hearing about it from other people that this is sleep apnea. So I just wanted to hear what other people do to kind of get out of the sleep apnea. Is it better to remain calm, or should you kind of panic and try to move your body? Because that was what really scared me, because I'm pretty sure it wasn't me dreaming, because after my sleep apnea episode, I closed my eyes and I kind of went into a situation where I thought I was asleep, so you kind of lose all bearings. And then I woke up again, and I was still laying exactly where I was, and I was able to move and kind of wipe my brow and say, "Ooh, that was a close one." But it was actually really scary with the sleep apnea, and I thought, I'm pretty sure that was sleep apnea, and it wasn't just a dream of me dreaming I had sleep apnea. I'm pretty sure that was actual sleep apnea. So yeah, I just wanted to ask everybody, when it comes to sleep apnea, what would you recommend? Do you think, because I just had my own episode maybe 2 weeks ago, but I finally just got around to talking about it. But it just really scared me. I thought maybe if I breathed really hard, like, and then if I start shaking my body, I would actually be able to get my body to move on its own. Like I would be able to start moving my hands, but that didn't work. Was I that, or I didn't breathe hard enough? I'm just asking, what do you do? Do you just try to remain calm? And then I have heard horror stories where people say during the sleep amnesia episode, they will see some kind of dark figure in their room. I wasn't really scared of that because my cat was there, and my cat is psychic, so he can kind of protect me from anything in my room. If I have a sleep amnesia episode, like my cat is very powerful, he can protect me. But the situation in of itself of having sleep amnesia was very terrifying, to say the least. Man, that's what I wanted to talk about when it comes to sleep amnesia, because it was very intense. I wanted to talk to the farmer people out there because so I wanted to talk about daylight savings. So I have swim practice at 6 a.m. and then I go to swim practice, and then from there I finish swim practice, and then after an hour and a half or so of swimming, and then I leave swim practice and go do whatever. I had a question for everybody who does go to swim practice, or not swim practice, for like the farmers. When it comes to daylight savings, has it helped you really get your farm work done? Because even if you have daylight savings where you get an hour in the fall but you lose an hour in the spring, so basically you jump back in this fall and then you jump forward in the spring, has it really helped you? Because in my brain I think, well, you still get the same amount of sunlight during the day, so I don't know if it really changes anything by having daylight savings. And I'm not trying to sound ignorant, but I would rather actually ask real people out in the world than go look it up on the internet, because even if I read something on the internet, it doesn't really stick with me, because it's not a real memorable thing to just look it up on the internet. So that's why I like to ask people on the internet. What? Not there. So yeah, I just wanted to ask all the farmers. So with all the daylight saving things going on, coming soon in November, does it actually really change that much? Because again, I think it's just the same amount of daylight, regardless of if you jump forward or jump back into fall and jump forward into spring. I don't think it really changes much because it's just the same amount of sunlight. But let me know. Let me know. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to talk to the farmers about, of just my question. Let's see. Oh, so I actually saw something today. Someone was practicing to drive. I'm practicing, like, learning to drive, but guess what kind of car they were in? They were in a Tesla, and I thought, when I first saw it, I thought, you're learning to drive in a Tesla? And I thought, I don't know if that's a good thing, because I learned to drive with a car that has an emergency brake, and then that has, I mean, but the current car I drive doesn't have an emergency brake, but I don't think a Tesla has an emergency brake, and I don't know if they're a thing anymore, but I think it's good to learn to use an emergency brake because they're a practical application to have in a car. And I kind of don't like the fact that my car doesn't have an emergency brake because I would love to do it on my own, but that's just my opinion. What else? Yeah, so that's just what I wanted to talk about with the learning to drive, because I don't know if it really is good. Oh, but here's something. So I don't really like subtitles that suck. So one of the things that I hate in life is subtitles that suck. And I cannot stand it when subtitles are too fast because I can't actually read it. Or if the subtitles don't make sense, like they don't match the dictation of whatever is in the video. So I just hate subtitles that are awful, and especially if they're too quick. Like, I couldn't read all of that, and I read very fast. I'm telling you, I read very fast, and even I can't read all the subtitles on the screen. That doesn't make sense to have subtitles. Not to mention, if they don't make sense, like, why are you here then? So let's just say, I could even do it in the video that I'm filming right now. I could say that the subtitles are totally messed up and don't say exactly what I'm saying, and they could start saying weird stuff like if I start saying something gibberish, like the subtitles are going to make up something weird, like if imagine I had weird subtitles for that situation, you wouldn't know what's being said. Like those subtitles were here, it wouldn't make sense. So I'm just saying subtitles that suck are awful. So I don't like subtitles that are awful, especially if they're too fast. Oh, but Halloween is coming up, so I just wanted to ask, what is everyone's Halloween costume out there? I'm not saying I support Labubus because I still think they're kind of creepy, but that's exactly why I'm thinking about dressing up as a Labubu for Halloween, because a Labubu is kind of creepy. But that's just my idea. But give me feedback in the comment section. Plus the Labubu costumes are kind of expensive. They're like $60 at the cheapest, and I thought, I don't know if I want to spend $60 for a Labubu costume that's only going to be used this year, because next year is probably not even going to be a trend anymore. But that's just my opinion. What else? Oh, also, so a shout out to Eric and all my friends out there. But so Eric, when I ride his car, he has a great playlist. Like, he has his phone, right? He connects his phone via Bluetooth to the truck, and then we listen to music whenever we go places together. But he has a really good all his playlists are so good. Like, his playlists are so good, you could take a bite out of it. And I'm just saying that if you have a good playlist, I'm gonna steal your playlist. And that's what I did to Eric. He was playing his playlist, right? And I took my iPhone and then I scrolled through his playlist while filming, and then I got all the names of the songs in his playlist. And now I'm listening to it on my own because I made my own playlist that's a copy of his playlist. And he said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Oh, I stole your playlist." I stole your playlist. Oopsies. Well, not oopsies. It was completely intentional. It was completely intentional that I stole your playlist because you have good taste. And I liked the taste of yours in music. So I stole your playlist. Absolutely. I absolutely stole your playlist. Congratulations. That's just what I wanted to say about that, because his playlist was really good. What else did I want to talk about? That's all I think I wanted to talk about today. I don't think I'll be filming between now and Halloween. So I just wanted to say Happy Halloween, everybody. Enjoy your trick-or-treating spooky season where you get candy and you get to dress up and scare and terrify other people, especially if they're younger than you sometimes. But have a great time, but always be safe. Look both ways when you're crossing. Do not get hurt, because just because it's a holiday, that doesn't mean it's a day to lose your entire head and holler when something bad happens. Just have a good time and be careful. Happy Halloween. Trick-or-treat and happy Halloween. Yeah. That's what I wanted to talk about today. I have really nothing else to say. Yeah, I like filming on Mondays because I think it gives content for people to watch at the beginning of the week, and I think I will also film at the end of the week, maybe Saturday. I like filming on Saturday. I also like filming on Monday because I think it just gives everyone something to watch at the beginning of the week and can get them through the week. But yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about today. Didn't have really anything else to talk about, so I think I'm gonna go now. But I'll see you guys next time, and happy Halloween. Bye.